Hey all, welcome to the next episode of Chat E. We're back, rocking and rolling and ready for business. Alrighty, let's do this.
Hi there.
Hello, honey.
How you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing really good.
Good. I'm so glad that you were able to do this. It's going to be super fun.
Yeah, I'm totally excited.
Good. Everything good in your world? Today was such a beautiful day.
Yeah, it was. Although right now it looks like the weather's quickly changing all of a sudden.
I know, I just checked the weather app too right before this, and it said it's like 90% chance it's going to start storming soon. So I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm going to do a little intro and then we'll get started, okay?
Totally.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of Chat E. Chat E is an opportunity for young entrepreneurs, people doing awesome things in the community, and just cool people to talk about their life, what they have going on, and kind of motivate others during this crazy time and just in general. So my guest this evening is the wonderful Carlos Soto. We've been friends for quite some time, and Carlos is just such a light in every aspect to all the people that he meets. He just brings such joy and positivity. He works really hard and has a lot of really great things going on, and I'm so thankful and blessed to have a friend like him. So I'm really glad he was free and able to talk with me tonight. And seriously, Carlos, it's such an honor to have you, and I'm really excited for our chat. How are you doing?
I am doing good. I'm totally honored to be here.
Yay, I'm so glad. Do you want to kind of give another little intro and just kind of share with everyone who you are?
Yes. Hello, everyone. My name is Carlos Soto. I I I currently live in Maryland. I'm 24 years old, turning 25 in June, and there has been quite a lot that I've been in trying to commit myself to achieving here and there, finding work, finding work, completing my studies. It's been like quite a wild ride, and well, I've definitely completed a lot.
Sorry, Carlos, my light just moved. Go ahead. Just slipped.
Right now, I'm taking courses at UMBC. That's the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, and right now, since I started a year ago, I've been taking social work. But after this semester, I feel like I'm going to switch majors to political science, get a better understanding of how communities work.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. Carlos, what led you, if ever at any point you see me looking down, I'm just taking notes based off of the things you're saying or people are responding. So just so you know that, just to double check. But what led you to start out with social work as your major? Why'd you decide that was what you wanted to go to school for?
Well, ever ever since I graduated from Rockville High School in 2014, I never immediately had a goal of what I wanted to do in life. For the most part, after I did 2 internships during my senior year, I've gotten my first taste of work experience.
Right.
And when I got a taste of it all, there was a lot more I definitely wanted to experience. So I couldn't really commit to just one end goal straight away. But
Sure.
after I completed 4 years at Montgomery College, I began to I began to meet a lot of people. I began to discover myself as feeling quite helpful to many,
Mm-hmm.
feeling like if once I get more experience, I'll be able to help a lot of people overcome their general social issues and even give them like strong advice on overcoming certain life problems as well.
Absolutely. And seriously, social work is awesome. It's big. It's something that we need so many more social workers. I actually considered going into social work before I started college too. And it's just such a rewarding job. But seriously, the lives of people, like that you will impact is huge, and you'll just change the world, like you said, and socially and in so many different ways. So that's really awesome. So Carlos and I actually met. When did we meet, Carlos? You want to tell them our story?
Well, this actually goes way back, if I'm being honest.
Wait.
So before this is actually the start that I'm going with. Before I met you, Ellie, I was actually growing up in Silver Spring. That's a town in Maryland that closely borders DC. I was growing up there. I was taking many classes between different schools because I started out a in a speech program, since I was among many students who couldn't couldn't properly speak immediately.
Of course.
And when I when I got through that program, it was through there that I've met the first of my many friends. But we've long parted ways since I started second grade.
Yes.
And after I finished elementary school, well, it was during fifth grade that I moved to the Rockville area, and then I started middle school at Obi Wood, and then that was where I met Ellie, like I met everyone else. And the best time I had with her was that every day after school we were always riding the bus home to Flower Valley.
Yep. We always had to get on the bus, right?
Yes.
We were always bus buddies, so it's been a long time. So many people from school are hopping on and saying hi. I see Zach and Angela and Christine. Santiago Flores said, Carlos inspired me to become a social worker. I love you, Carlos. That's amazing. Such a big deal. And Isabella said, I believe in you. Carlos, what motivation. How encouraging. Hi, Tyler. Christine's here, like I said, too. So exciting. So, Carlos, do you want to tell everyone what you've been up to during quarantine? Because at this point, it's been going on for so long. So what have you been up to?
Well,
Hi, Chloe.
well, it was funny thing is really that, so for starters, I was at MC for 4 years, graduated with my associates in fine arts in 2018, and then when I was finished, I was trying to figure out what more I wanted to do after that. I've been looking for work, and well, to tell you the truth, there have been so many places that have overlooked me because it it's kind of a rough economy we have at the moment.
Of course, yeah.
And after I was done at MC, well, I checked in at UMBC, figuring that if I was going to get a big job anywhere, I definitely had to start somewhere to continue my studies. So I checked in with them, checked in with their social work program. But they told me that I was still short a few credits that I still had to get at MC. And then I completed it by summer 2019. Then I was done, but I didn't go straight into starting social work at UMBC just yet. So
Right.
I just took an elective in the fall of 2019 just to pass time. And that elective actually it enlightened me very much. So after that, I had completed my application to UMBC, and they had fully accepted me after I told them that from what I've experienced so far, I've seen so many people who have, well, dealt with a lot of issues, and I told them that one thing I'm very interested in is helping people achieve their goals.
That's a big deal,
And
dude.
and
That's amazing.
then by January of the following year, that was where I got accepted.
Amazing.
And, oh, and speaking of which, going during that time, it was in November of 2019. That was where I finally got a job. I'm ever since then, I've been working at UPS in Shady Grove. I've been moving around packages, unloading trucks. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of heavy lifting, but nothing I can't handle at all.
Of course. And you are such a hard worker. So any job, first of all, that ever told you that it wasn't the right fit, that is their loss, because you're amazing and they deserve you, but you will always end up at the right spot, the place that's fit for you, but you just said you're always working really hard to help other people reach their goals. But what goals do you have for yourself personally for your future? You work hard in school, you work hard at your job, and have so
Yeah.
many things going on. I know you and I talk often, and you're busy,
Hmm.
and you make sure that other people are happy, but it's also, important to make sure that you're happy too. So what are your goals for yourself in the future?
Well, what once I get my bachelor's degree,
Uh-huh.
I would definitely see myself working a serious job,
That's
getting
great.
getting more money to support myself and all the people that I will meet in the future. And well, as I was doing social work, it, I was I had my doubts over how the work was handled, how the material was taught. So, but I never gave up on it all. Although I entered this semester in spring 2021, and one of my classes, well, it's it's not playing nice with me one bit.
Yeah. It's just been really hard, like the workload and everything, or the teacher in the class.
A bit of the teacher, much of the work, even.
Yeah, but you're a very big advocate for yourself, which is amazing. And I know that when
Yeah.
people are being tough with you, and I know that's huge growth for you too, for, most people as they get older, but it can be really challenging, is that you really do advocate for yourself and stand up for yourself when someone's being
Hmm.
unfair. And I really admire that about you, because that's a really challenging thing to do a lot of the time.
Very much.
So a lot of people are here to support you and encouraging you and just how hard you work, and I've seen your growth, so that's really amazing. Natasha just said virtual learning has been hard for so many too, and she's right. Hi, Natty.
Yeah, yeah, like the fact that we've all been away from our schools means that we're not able to we're not able to actually properly meet up with anyone that we would need to if we needed
Exactly.
that kind of assistance.
Yeah, and just lack of like social interaction the way that we're used to. We're usually around all kinds of friends and family, and I guess a lot of us are more so now after people are vaccinated and stuff. But I mean, it's been hard, and so it's been a really big adjustment. And I know you pushed through so many obstacles. So seriously, so proud of you.
Yes.
So, other than going to work and school, what other things do you like to do? Like hobbies or activities with your friends, anything of the sort?
Now that you mention it, that that actually ties into one of the personal things I was going to share here.
All right, go ahead. All you.
So, so here's the personal detail about myself. When I was growing up, I was actually acting. I've been behaving quite differently from many of the people I've interacted with.
Mm-hmm.
I've made a lot of friends, definitely, but sometimes I've been like I've in some of my classes in elementary school, I've I've been like somewhat disruptive in certain areas, but at
Uh-huh.
the same time, I was very friendly to all of those who I interacted with.
Of course.
Although I've I've also been, well, distant from some people.
Sure.
The reason being is because my parents told me that when I was 4 years old, I was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to explain to people who don't know what that is, what Asperger's syndrome is?
Yes. So it is a type of autism, as you would know, a what you call a disorder that that interferes with a person's social functioning. It makes it difficult for those interacting with others,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it gives us very unique characteristics. The case with me is that, well, as I mentioned, I am a very friendly individual. I interact well with everyone,
This is true.
and, I talk a lot about my interests, such as all of my favorite video games, movies, animation, all the foods that I eat, everything that I do.
Well, first of all, that was huge of you to share. So thank you for explaining that to people who weren't aware. So, like Carlos said, Asperger's is a form of autism, or it's like higher functioning autism on the autism spectrum. And a lot of times, the friends who have Asperger's struggle with social interaction, right? It's just a little more difficult. But Carlos is, like I said, the best of the best, and you work through it. He's so strong and figures it out, and everyone loves Carlos because he's 100% Carlos. He is not ashamed of the person that he is, and everyone loves him because he's such a light. And like I said, Carlos, too, so proud of you because you are such an advocate for yourself. And the fact that you just shared that shows like your comfort with who you are. And that's so important because your realness and your authenticity shows all of the time through your interactions with people and the people that you meet, and like people can tell, and so that makes them gravitate towards you and want to be your friend. So like I said, we've known each other for a long time, but all the growth is amazing, and I know all you'll do is continue to grow. So thank you for sharing that.
No problem.
Natasha just said we are more alike than different, and that is exactly right. All of
So
us have, different interests and different things that we like, but all of us are special in our own way, and that just is what makes us human and kind of brings us all together. So that's really cool.
yep.
So Carlos, if someone were to ask you, what are 3 words that you would use to describe yourself as a person, what would they be and why?
3 words I would describe myself: friendly, cool, and smart.
Totally. Tell me why.
Well, I very much like to interact with a lot of people. I always behave the best that I could, always adapt to my environment, and always appeal to what everyone enjoys.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
And there are usually like mistakes that a lot of us make, a lot that I make even. And well, what's key for me is that I learn from them, like we all do.
Of course. So it makes us human, right?
Yes.
And if we don't learn and continue to do a lot of the same stuff, then we're never learning. But that's
Yep.
awesome. So you said friendly, most definitely. One of the friendliest, nicest guys I know. Next word was cool. It's totally true, but tell me why.
Well, well, I guess one important thing I could say about being cool is that, you know, in one perspective, you basically don't have to worry about what others think of yourself. It's always important that you know that you yourself are very important.
Absolutely. And there's always going to be people that have something nasty to say. Always. About all of us. And it's hurtful. A lot
Yeah.
of the times it's so hard to work through that. But truly, most of the time, people are being mean is just because they have their own stuff that they're dealing with. And that's just how they work through it. And it doesn't make it okay or less hurtful because words can be really mean and, stick with you for a long time. But you are so cool. And it's really important to know who you are and feel comfortable within yourself so that you're able to shine your light around other people, which you do all the time. So, friendly, cool, and what was the last one? Exciting?
Smart.
Smart. Okay, go ahead.
Well, it is especially important to say that we are all smart in whatever way we are.
Of course.
We learn things differently. We pick up information from all kinds of resources, mostly on the internet. Sometimes you read a bit out of a book, or you basically pick up what you know from those around you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So you feel you've gotten over the years, you've been able to learn a bunch, both from the people around you, and the internet's a big one too, definitely.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
Amazing. Well, that's really good. And whenever you and I talk, you're always telling me about something else that you're learning or some other assignment that you're completing in a class. So I know that you're always working your hardest to make sure that you're like reaching that full potential and doing all that you can to, you know,
Mm-hmm.
get a good grade and learn everything you can. So that's a really special trait too, for sure.
Yeah.
Um, what would you want the world to know about you? that they don't know already
Um,
as a person?
well, this this is actually something that this is an important uh, what I call an ethos that I follow for myself that I would definitely like to share for everyone. That you know, every day every day there's a lot of hardships that we all face. There are a lot of issues that bother us, and more often than not, they could actually bring the worst out of us. But what's important for me, that I think should be important for everyone, is that we don't let those issues bother us. That we just keep trying no matter what, and soon enough, we we definitely will achieve our goals however we can. We may be like you know we may be dealing with hard times very often, but we will very much get through this.
I think that everyone needs to have a friend like you, because your response just told me never give up and find the good in everything. And especially over the course of the last year where COVID has been a thing and we've all been stuck in quarantine, that's been really hard. But
Mm-hmm.
everyone needs people like you in their life, Carlos, especially when things do get tough, whether it be in the current situation or something with their family or friends, or, we all have different stuff going on. But people need friends like you in their life to make things better. So I'm so thankful to have you. And I think that that answer could not have been more perfect and was so, another thing, like I said, so real. So that's really, really great. You're,
Very much.
you're the best. You know it, but you're the best.
Mm-hmm.
You're the best. All right. So after we're done at UPS and you said you're looking for your next job, like full-time job, what are you looking into doing? What do you think you want to go after?
Now that you mention it, I actually applied to this one service in Silver Spring.
Uh-huh.
They are called Seek. They work
Yeah,
with autistic people.
I am
They
familiar with Seek.
they help a lot of autistic people with looking for work, maintaining a good social life, and making sure in general they are doing very well
Yeah,
to
that'd be
achieve
really cool.
own goals. Yes.
I think they help with like resume building and all kinds of stuff to kind of set you up for success in the job field. That'd be really cool. So, did you apply for them to have a job or for them to kind of assist you in finding a position that would be good for you?
Well, I mainly applied to work with them.
Okay, okay. So, you would be helping other people to find
Yeah.
jobs and do stuff like that. Yeah, I'm familiar with them. I have a friend who just recently started working with them, and Natasha works with them oftentimes too. She just said, woohoo for Seek. So she knows a lot about them too. So really cool. And after that, what would your dream job be? If you could have any job in the whole wide world, what would it be? Like an astronaut? I'm thinking like go crazy. Like this. I mean, I guess whatever you want it to be.
Well, since you mentioned a lot with advocacy, I would like to say that in a way I would very much like to be an advocate, particularly for autistic people.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so awesome. That's amazing. And there are so many people too, Carlos, that don't have a voice who need one. They don't have a voice, but to have a friend and to have someone in their life who is there to stand up and be like, we are people, we are able to do all the things that you can do. And even though our brains might work differently, or you might be able to see a difference in us physically, we are human and we are able. And just because I have autism does not, I might, like, some things might be different about me, but some things are different about you. So yeah, you're an awesome advocate. Someone just said that below, but it's true. You're an awesome advocate, and that's an amazing thing
Yeah.
to have. I don't know why I said astronaut. I'm not really sure. That's why that was just like the first thought that came.
But like a lot of people have dream jobs, but you know, we we set our goals for ourselves, but usually it's best that we make sure they're not too lofty, so to speak. But
Definitely.
we always have to make sure that we do our best no matter what.
Definitely. And when things get hard, if you're being challenged, whether it be at work or at school, or someone's giving you a hard time, how do you push through when things get tricky?
So, so this is quite possibly the most personal experience for me of all, based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So, so going back into my interests, it's like there's this one video game I played for the longest time called Kingdom Hearts. When I played it, it it rang with me like a very personal message was that it inspired me to pretty much go out and see the world and interact with so many people.
Of
And
course.
I noticed that just like in real life, just like what we're all dealing with, there's like there's a lot of what you call light and darkness in this world. All the positivity and negativity that a lot of us give. We're
Absolutely.
always supporting each other, and then of course there's some people
Will tear you down.
yeah.
They're no good.
But then but what the game most importantly taught me was the most important message of a heart is that for even if you're like distant from your friends, you would always know that they'll be there with you no matter what, that they're always telling you that you can do this, and and that you don't give up with what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I may have said that I'll be switching majors, but of course, not no course in college is easy enough for all of us to get through, because not every experience is for everyone.
Mm-mm.
But regardless, I'm not giving up for a bachelor's of any sort.
Yeah, you're going to get it. You're going to make it happen. And I think finding the light when things are dark, whether it be an experience, a life situation, or a person, can be really hard. But that's a really special lesson that that game was able to teach you to then apply it to real life. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people, like I said, I think would benefit from something like that. I'm not a big video game player, but I mean, that sounds pretty cool. I don't even think I've heard of that video game before.
Well, it's pretty awesome. I can show you it sometime.
Yeah, you'll have to show me. Next time we get together, you'll have to show me.
Mm-hmm.
Nat just said we all have our path and time frame. You got this. It's absolutely true. And I think it's really hard not to compare ourselves. I talk about this a lot when I do chat episodes, but it's really hard not to compare ourselves to other people and where they're at and like what's happening for them versus what's happening for us, all wanting to kind of have a lot of us have a similar end goal, but we're not all going to be where we want to be at the time we're going to want to be there. So just kind of trusting the process, and working through it, fighting through the light and the dark and making it happen,
Mm-hmm.
and you definitely make it work. And you definitely are able to stay rather positive most of the time. How do you manage to do that, especially when things do get tricky? I know you said you balance out the light and the dark, but why do you think that you're able to keep such a positive outlook on life most of the time? Because I feel like for so many people, that's so hard.
Well, as you can tell, there have been several people who in such a way they've given up and took their own life. I can pretty much tell you that I wouldn't go down that road. I know that yes, I've definitely dealt with so many hardships that could have easily pushed me beyond my breaking point.
Yeah.
But I always kept my patience, and I always knew that my friends are always there with me,
Yeah.
making sure that I keep pushing on, and that I see that things will get better as time goes on.
Yeah. And like you said, finding the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's horrible that for so many people that they aren't able to do that, but
Yeah.
heartbreaking. But it's amazing that you are. And you're so strong and independent and work so hard. And you're an encourager and an advocate and a light. So many good things. I could go on and on and on. So, and like I said, I've said this like 10 times already, but other people are affected by you when they meet you. Like, you radiate positivity and kindness and being real. And we need more people like you in the world. So I love
Very
it.
much.
We do. And so, do you have any? Sorry, is it okay?
Yes, you're good now.
Did it pause for a second?
It did.
Okay, sorry about that. I got a phone call and then I tried to decline it and it didn't work. So do you have any tips for people, whether it be about following their dreams or working to get out of a tough place, or just, wanting to be the best version of themselves because you're able to manage and do that all the time? Do you have any tips? Most of
What? Well, well, as I said with my personal thought, with my ethos and everything, the one major advice I can give to pretty much everyone is that we definitely face issues every day, but just because things seem rough, when it doesn't seem like things are going your way, it doesn't mean things won't ever get better for you at all. There there are there are like endless opportunities waiting on the horizon. You just gotta keep trying, no matter what. Know that there's always people looking out for you. That you got this. That you can really achieve your goals. The more you push on.
Absolutely. Don't give up on yourself. Know that you're capable, know that you're able, and that you're loved, and that you can. You can do what you set yourself out to do. You will do what you set yourself up to do, but you can't give up, right? You can't give up. Carlos, do you have anything else that you'd like to add at all? And if anyone wants to ask Carlos any questions before we wrap things up, then feel free to drop them below and I'll make sure to ask him. Your family loves you. Isabel is reminding you, and so is Santiago, and it's true. And you have so many fans, Carlos, and so many
Yeah.
people that are advocating for you and for your message. But do you have anything else you'd like to add?
Well, this is another experience that I actually that I actually point out how, you know that I mean, I'm going to say it right here that, like, I I'm still glad that I got to actually know pretty much the whole high school class that we've attended Rockville with. Known all of them since Earl B. Wood, and from day one, I didn't have the best impression with everyone, but
Sure.
as time went on, people began to open up with me. I can basically say that, first impressions are always difficult, and you know, some people will definitely open up to you. Others, they may not, but there's a lot of people you can meet up with, and well, it's not ever the end of the world just because you can't get one person to like you.
This is true. This is definitely true. And that's just the reality of the world and life.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's not always going to like you. Everyone's not always going to be kind. But the only thing you can do is be you and be the best version of yourself. That's literally your best option, your best bet. So you're able to do that. And I think like I said, I'm so proud of you. We've known each other for, let me see, what year did we graduate? Sixth grade was so long ago. It's like, no, I know that one. I think we started middle school.
2010 was when we graduated middle school.
So like 2007.
2007, yes.
Okay, so that's been like 14 years.
14 years.
So Carlos and I have known each other. Nat, that's crazy. We've known each other that long too. So Carlos and I have known each other for a really long time, and we've been friends for a long time. We're hanging out soon. We got to figure that out still. But so I've totally seen you grow in so many ways, and I think your self-confidence. I think you knowing who you are. I think becoming comfortable in your own skin and just like advocating for yourself and being, like I said, so kind and such a light. And Carlos and I got together a couple months ago. It's been a while now, I guess. But oh my gosh, I was just so excited to see you because I hadn't realized how long it had been. Well, it's just crazy. It goes by so quickly. But then all of a sudden I'm like, who is this guy? like I still see Carlos, but then you've also blossomed into this wonderful like young man, adult, and just like you're gonna change the world. You're gonna do everything you set out to do, and I'm so excited to be a part of it.
I'm definitely glad to have known you for a very long time as well.
That's crazy. It's that long. That's a really long time. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I treasure our friendship, Carlos. I am so glad that we got to talk this evening. Like I said, I'm so proud of you. Can you continue to do all of the things that you are doing? Do you want me to post your Instagram on our chat so other people can reach out and follow you if they're comfortable? Or would you rather me not do that?
You can totally do that.
Okay, well, I will put it up there just in case. Thank you for being you. Continue to shine your light, and I hope you have a great night.
Thank you for the wonderful night, Ellie.
Absolutely. I will talk to you soon, and we will plan our date, okay, when we're getting
Yep.
together.
Take care now, Ellie. Bye.
Bye. See you later.
See ya.